Good evening, everyone. This is Ann Miller-French with Angelik Hands. I am also the creator of the Self-Love Academy. Hello and welcome to anyone that's new to me. I am streaming live here on Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel. So hello and welcome. I'm a quantum life coach. I am also a Reiki Master Teacher, quantum energy healer, light language practitioner, author of poetry, and a naturally gifted psychic, medium, and intuitive. And hopefully my internet is going to be stable here. I'm just going to keep going. It appears to be popping in and out. So hopefully the quality of the video will be good. I wanted to talk about what's standing in your way. And I had a light bulb moment for myself that came through because I have actually, you may have noticed where I'll post a lot of content and then I'll take a step back. Like I am truly honoring even where I'm at and when I need extra downtime or need to do extra forms of self-care, if that means social media detox or just getting some extra rest or just getting back in this body rather than, what's going on up in here. So a lot of purging, a lot going on. Everyone is going through their, you want to call it awakening, ascension, transformation, facing your fears, and really doing a deep dive and looking at what is standing in your way of you moving forward. If you feel like you're moving along and then all of a sudden, boom, you're snapped back by a chain of events or something that happens, or the voice of doubt or fear creeps up, or whatever that looks like. So as I've been continuing on my journey, I have been really allowing myself to connect at an even deeper level with all of you. I'm also here on this, at this time, doing my own work, not only being here for my clients and students, but also being here for me, making sure that I show up for myself each and every day, no matter what that looks like. So before I get into that, if there's anyone that's joining me, if you just want to let me know where you're coming in from, and if you can let me know if you can hear me okay, that would be great. Had a couple of instances where I did a half hour to an hour long video only to find out that there was no sound. So that can be a little bit frustrating. So anyway, the realization that popped up for me today is, as you may or may not be aware, earlier this year, my husband and I, we took the leap of faith, as I call it, and we moved our home from, oh, thank you, Jim. So good to see you. It's probably, is it morning there for you? I know it's 5:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Florida. So thank you for hopping on. So we made, a change, huge change, move from our home from Wisconsin down to Florida. And I've mentioned this on other platforms and in previous lives. It's 9:33. Awesome. Well, thank you for hopping on, Jim. Good to see you. And when there's change, there's grief that's associated with a huge life change. And I noticed that there were feelings that were coming up, and I am extremely grateful that I have all these different tools. I like to call it my toolbox of different things that I can use at different times, but really felt like this was something where I had to go in even deeper and just be present with that actually those versions of myself. And one version in particular, it was the sadness associated with leaving what I always knew as home, which was Wisconsin. That was where I was born and raised. My family's still there. My husband's family's there. I mean, we have family that's scattered throughout, but like for me, that was my home base, and that was all I ever knew. And although, I'm super grateful to be down here, and that we took a leap of faith and followed, our heart's guidance, our heart and soul. There was still uh, there's still a part of me that was really sad. And I remember taking some time working through that. But like with anything, I like to use the visual of like working through an onion, where you work through one layer and then you discover there's another layer, like there's more. So there was definitely another layer that was present. So where I'm going with this is, if you notice that you're currently in a standstill in your life, or if you feel blocked, or if you feel stuck, or if you feel like things just aren't moving forward for you, there is a wall that's present. I call it a wall. I call it an obstacle. Whatever it's made of, whatever that looks like, sometimes heart walls. And sometimes you don't even know what it is. And as of late, I have been called, just my inner knowing, to really step into more of my work, as I've mentioned in previous posts, to really focus more on my academy, my self-love academy, seeing how self-love has not only changed my life, looking back at the early 90s when I actually embarked on my deep inner work based on what I was going through at that time in my life, but just seeing, even looking back to where I was at compared to now, like totally different. If I showed you photographs even of how I looked, I was a lot younger then, but at that time I looked even older. I look younger now than I did back then. And I was younger then. But that's how stress can have such a toll on your life. And the benefits of doing the inner work, the benefits of going into the places that we'd rather not look at, but it's so important to go into those areas and work through the grief and transform those walls, those blocks, those obstacles, whatever's doing this. And just did a TikTok before I came on here. I was talking about how, transforming those walls into walking paths, and knowing that everything you ever imagined for yourself, all your heart's desires, is on the other side of, that fear or that pain or whatever that wall is made out of. So if you're currently working through huge life changes, or if you're working through grief, or working through loss, or they even feel like like this energy that we're currently in. So this is it's the time of Scorpio. So a lot of it is transformation. So it's symbolic of death and rebirth, and it's going to be different for everyone. But I will tell you that I have most definitely been feeling it, been working through it. It's not fun at times. Like there's some days where I just literally have to honor where I'm at and take a step back. And this takes some time for some additional self-care, as I mentioned earlier. So if there's things that are coming up for you right now, or if one thing I explained to a friend of mine the other day, I told her, I said, it's almost like that feeling, like if you imagine a dog chasing his tail, like going round and around and around, like whatever, you're in resistance of, unless you're working on it, addressing it, looking at it, you're keeping it. So it's literally saying, okay, I'm done running from this. I'm done avoiding this. It's going into the acceptance work and being in a state of surrender, not giving up surrender, but saying yes to the inner work and looking at what is coming up. So as I mentioned before, there was another part of me that was literally trying to get my attention, and you know, in some respects, it did feel like a part of me was dying, if you will, and to ego, to our human mind, that feels like death, and it doesn't. Hi, Coro. Hello. Doesn't want to go into that because it feels like a death experience. But when we go into that and we tune into our inner warrior and our courage, and whether you choose to do this work with a life coach or not, I will tell you though, from my own personal experiences of when I worked with a life coach, I worked with her for about 3+ years, I noticed huge leaps. So there's no right or wrong with this, but it's saying yes to you and choosing to excuse me, to do the inner work and making those changes. Cora, this stream is about what is standing in your way. So this is talking about how the walls, how the obstacles, how the grief is literally standing in your way of you moving forward to move forward on with your manifestation work, to move forward on your life's path, move forward on your journey. So if you feel like you're running forward, but part of you is bringing you back and you feel stuck, or if you feel like a sense of inner chaos within, it's really having the willingness to participate in your own deeper healing and to literally go in and take a look at what part of you is trying to get your attention. Sometimes it's multiple versions of you. Like, where have you become disconnected from yourself? When have you given your power away? And being able to go in and gosh, this internet today. Of course, the day that I decide to go on, it's dropping in and out. So hopefully you're getting most of this video. So I'm not going to go too long with this. I really just wanted to talk about the importance of doing the inner work and finding where your stuck points are, even looking at when you've given your power away or what still is running the show in your life. And if you're not even sure where your blocks or obstacles are, that is a big part of the work that I do. It's the inner child healing, it's the grief therapy, it's working through those areas, helping you to find those stuck points, acting as your mirror, helping you to identify those blind spots, those things that you may be missing, and using my extrasensory abilities to help you to identify where those stuck points are, and creating a safe environment for you to do the inner work. Like I said, you can choose to do the work alone or work with a coach. I am a quantum life coach, so it's doing the grief therapy. It's going in, it's tearing down those walls, those blocks, those obstacles, so you can continue to move ahead, and just having more awareness about yourself and anything that may be standing in your way. So the last part that I wanted to do before I sign off, just because unfortunately my connection on this end is it's kind of in and out. So hopefully you got the gist of what today is all about. And I'm extremely passionate about the work that I do, and I'm extremely grateful for all the clients and students that I've worked with over the years. And all the information about me, the different services that I offer at my practice, Angelik Hands LLC, can be found on my website, which is angelichahands.com. That's ANGELIKHANDS.com. So I'm going to leave you with one message. I am going to pull a transformation card. It's a message from the guides. And we're just going to see what message I'm being guided to share today. And this deck is by James Van Prague. Bear with me. I'm just going to give the cards a good shuffle, and just holding the intention that whatever message is meant for the collective, I'm going to share that with you today. All right. Oh, okay. This one is speaks for itself. So the card is forgive yourself. In addition to that message, no matter what you're going through right now, or whatever you feel like you have done or you haven't done, wherever you feel stuck or challenged or blocked or whatever that looks like, give yourself a whole lot of grace. I mean, that's really big. Like I see just in driving, to different spots here down in Florida, I see the words grace. I see abundance, abundant grace. So sometimes messages will show up, not always in the way that you'll imagine. Sometimes it's message on a billboard or on a license plate, or meeting a random person in the grocery store or at the checkout line. But that is a very powerful message. Forgive yourself. And in addition to that, it's also looking at not only forgiveness of self, but is there someone in your life that you're being asked to forgive, or to come to that space of forgiveness? And I look back, even going through my own circle of grief, and different times where there are parts of me where I lost a great deal of my childhood based on traumas that I had experienced. And now as an adult, I chose to rewrite my story and create a happier version for myself. But was it easy? No. Did it take work? Did it take going into the walls of grief that I talked about? Did it come down to tearing down those walls and those obstacles? Heck yeah, most definitely. So just really giving you an invitation at this time to look at what's coming up for you, and just being present with yourself. And if there is some way that I can guide you, assist you, if you're not even sure where to get started, don't hesitate to reach out. All of my contact information, the different ways that you can stay connected with me, are on my contact page. And just grateful that you joined me tonight. And being that I hadn't been on here in a while, I really wanted to just honor where I'm at and step out of my comfort zone. That's, each and every time I hop onto any platform, it's trying something new, something different, discovering something new about myself. And it's always with my heartfelt intention that when I act as a mirror for a student and for a client, that I can help you to remember just how powerful you are, just how amazing you are, just how gifted you are, how unique you are. And you have all the answers within. Sometimes it's a matter of going through the lessons, going through the experiences, and saying yes to the inner work and continuing to move forward, however that looks. So again, thank you for joining me, and we'll be connecting again soon. Have a good evening. Hello, Ward. Thank you for hopping on. If you're just hopping on now, the replay will be available in the next couple of minutes. Feel free to please like it, love it, share it, subscribe to my channel if you find that there's someone out there that could use a dose of inspiration and or motivation to get started on their self-love journey. Please don't hesitate to share it with others. Thank you.